Welcome back to Let Freedom Cha-Ching. I'm George Koutros, and this is my good buddy, my guy, Alejo Asta, which is Greek for Alex Asta. All right, so, in the spirit of the Olympics, I thought, let's do a speed run of our own. We're in the process of taking a hard look at our business and mainly the consulting side of it being as that it's pretty nascent. So I thought, let's crack out the old Alex Hormozi manuals, starting with $100 million offers, going to $100 million leads. Let's do a speed run on getting our consulting arm of the business up and running, cracking to seven figures as quick as possible. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I've got $100 million leads and offers ready to roll. Brain is moving.
Firing off, ready to go. That's for sure. All right. So for context, I went through the book and I highlighted some of the key things. It's a great book. It's super easy to read. I just read another book, which I'll go over. I'll talk to you later. The book that I was telling you about, the 80/20, and
Yep.
it's like 20%. So I tried to find the 20% most valuable stuff in the offers book, and then we can go through that and kind of just see where we're at. And like we talked about earlier on the phone, we can discuss it in detail, but not move forward or create our action steps to move forward with our actual consulting. And then maybe just have a discussion about it, get some stuff percolating, and that way people listening, they can apply it to their own business.
Sounds good.
The first thing, grand slam offer, is the piece of advice that he was given, which is make people an offer so good they would feel stupid saying no. And I mean, I'm on school now, so it's like everyone is just speaks in Hormoziisms. So they all are like, yep, you got to make an offer so good that people feel stupid saying no, which is a very, okay, that's a very slick, easy thing to say, but what does that actually mean? I have my ideas. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts there?
and I think it could be, probably will be different for everyone, depending on what your business is, what industry you're in. An offer so good, people feel stupid saying no. I had a situation just this morning. I did a lighting estimate yesterday morning, sent it off to the customer yesterday evening. They, did a follow up with them today, just over the phone or just in text message. And his response was, "Ooh, I'm not going to lie, this is a lot more than I was expecting." you know so, and I knew from talking with him, okay, this guy, he doesn't like to spend any sort of money. So I was like, okay, offer so good is simply less money.
Yeah, yeah,
But then
which is not the
you
game you
know
want to, because
right,
like
right,
the way
exactly.
the
So
and in the context of the book, it's never like driving price down. It's more like
right.
for your lighting business, I'd be like, you'd say, hey, I will, install these things and boom, 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 and with me, if you hire me on and whatever, you have like a lifetime guarantee, barring, you take care of this stuff or whatever like that.
Yeah, and,
That's
and
like
and
that.
that's what I was explaining to him as well. Some of the different, workmanship and quality and things like that. So
Because
I'm expecting to talk with him tomorrow, but it's frustrating sometimes. Everyone's a little bit different.
yeah, in the lens of our consulting business, the way I see it, you start by we created something for ourselves. We know how to do it. We know the systems work. We know the procedure works. We know the process works. But people don't want to be sold the process. They want to be sold the results. They want to see the results. So it's like, we're not going to sell them like, yes, we have this process and these systems that work, but we're selling our success until we sell enough people on our success that we're selling our success and the success of, tens, hundreds of other people. And then we're selling their success. So for us right now, we know we can do it for ourselves. We know we can do it for people. So when I think of an offer so good, and the book goes into crafting your offer later, but just to kind of get it percolating for us right now at the stage that we're at for our consulting for people, I think an offer so good they feel stupid saying no is, hey, you pay us for this and we will work with you until, it's like we will get your first, profitable unit, or we will work with you for free until you do. It's a guarantee that we will get you to your first. A more aggressive version of that would be similar to something that we saw the other day, which was, hey, and if you don't get 20 paid clients in 6 months, we will pay you your money back and then wire you an additional $5,000. We're so confident that we can get you that we will pay you if we mess up. So we're essentially
Right.
doing that with our time. So it's like, we will help you and we will get you your clients. And if we don't do that, we will spend our time, which is worth the time that it would take to get you is worth more than $5,000 personally to get you to that point. And then we just. So I think that's, for that first schwack, I think that's us.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And that's going to be, fun with, well, let's get more into leads, but, how we're reaching these people. But as far as the offer goes, yeah, I'd say that's spot on. And it'd be interesting to talk with other people, just especially in the future on podcasts, learning about what other their own version of, an offer so good, people feel stupid saying no. What does
Yeah.
that look like for other people? Will just, it'd be fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's just that, the first section just goes into that just to get your idea going. For those of you, you should, if you don't have it, you should get it, you should read it, and you should craft your stuff based around it. Hormozi is a great business savvy person. So
Yep.
I highlighted this quote. It says grow or die. I just like that because that's my belief is like with anything in life, you're looking in the mirror. If you're happy with a little bit of body dysmorphia here, if you're happy with how you look, you're already screwed. You're declining. Like you can never be happy. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is because you're either getting better or you're getting worse. There's no such thing as maintaining. And I think that goes the same for the business, right? Like we're either getting more units or we're resting on our laurels until a unit is taken away or a unit shuts down. So it's like you have to be growing. And to grow, they put in here simply get more customers, increase the average purchase value, and get them to buy more times. So it would be get our existing owners to get more units, and it would be get better performing units that we could charge more money for. That's for Airbnb, which I think we have.
What about also on that note, and this is more of a micro thing, I guess, but getting our customers to be repeat customers and not necessarily clients, like clients of ours who buy more properties. Yes,
Sure,
that's great.
sure,
We
yeah,
start new units, but if especially like maybe there's, for let's see here. Like we've been collecting everyone's emails and phone numbers and things like that. So maybe when we know that January and February are historically slow, maybe we take all of these emails that we've been collecting. Not everyone voluntarily gives their email, but a lot of people do. I've been noticing that. So maybe we put together something where, again, part of it, just a great offer to give people, hey, you may not have been planning to come to Old Town when it's kind of cold in January, but here's, some other listings that maybe you didn't stay at, and we'll give you a discount, something. So I think that's, could be good.
for and lens with the consulting, my views are, I know the service we provide. I know how I am, the reason I'm passionate about it is I for a fact know we can take people from like have between 0 and 5 Airbnbs and systemize what they have, automate what they have, develop a whole framework to help support them, help them scale, to 10, 20, 30. I know we can do that. So I'm very comfortable, offering that to people that are very new in the game or are novices or hobbyists in the space. So I also know that if we consult for them and they see how we are, it's very well could lead into us co-hosting for them because we can keep that. Like once they see the secret sauce, guess what? We give away our secret sauce for free because you can give away the secret. Like I can tell you exactly right now. We'll go through it. I'm sure we either have gone through stuff on podcasts before or we'll go through it again. We could go step by step how we run our entire business. It's not a secret. We've learned it from other people. So it's like, and you can learn it and do it. It's just actually doing it is harder. Is more complex than just the steps on a piece of paper. So we can give away the steps and the things and the checklists, but actually doing them and knowing how to tweak and throttle and the ebb and flow of the business, that's where the magic happens. And that's like the art versus the science of like, use this PMS, use this pricing software, make sure when it's this and this, you're doing your revenue management versus like how to deal with the intangibles, the incense burning, the stickiest of the ickiest, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I honestly, I find that part fun. Like when talking with anyone who's never done Airbnb before, talking with a new client or something, and they're asking, and they've never done it. So they don't know about the day-to-day stuff that comes up with Airbnb. And even like recently, one of our clients, he likes texting with us when he observes different things going on in the messaging from a guest. Wow, the guest is concerned about that? Yep, they sure are. So it's like there's all sorts of things that they get exposed to when we are a co-host but they're really just taking the back seat so they can see what we're doing. Like, hey, guess what? Remember how we said, we were talking going back and forth on this percentage, for our fee and you thought that this was really just an easy thing and whatever. Well, look at this. There's more BS,
Yeah,
every
it's
day.
because it's like we know that no one aspect of this job is hard. It's doing all those aspects every day, 7 days a week, 365. That's
Times
what's
however many
daunting.
units, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why I think the next part of the book that like jumped out where I was like, okay, highlighted this is commoditized versus differentiated offers. So we don't want to be a commodity, and I strive not to be a commodity, which is essentially a race to the bottom. It's like I'm going to be a little bit lower than this person. It's like price driven offers. We want to be value driven offers. So it's like I don't really, when I think about a price, the price is the price, and we're not selling them on the price. We're selling them on what they're getting. And if they honestly, if they see the price and they say, hey, can I get this for this? Well, we have that value and we charge for that value. And if they if they want to pay less money, then there needs to be value somewhere else, whether it be from referrals. So if they give us, 3 referrals, okay, sure. Yeah, okay, we can talk about the price. But if they just want us to give them less money because they asked, then no, that's not how it works. That this is our price. Like if you're not trading anything for it, I'm sorry. And if that's a deal breaker for you, then guess what? It is also a deal breaker for us. Like I don't want to, it's a bad client. You need to be deselective with the people you work with. And I think for far too long, we have been trying to convince people, why we trying to convince them to help them. And I'm now in the phase where I'm opening up to only accepting people that want our help. If you don't want our help, go find someone else, pay 30% less for 70% less value. $1,000 you saved, I hope it's worth it. I know for a fact that we can, provide people with the ability to have a successful unit. And we know from our numbers that even a studio can make anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month profit. So if we were to charge $2,000 for basic consulting, if you follow the stuff that we do, you get a unit up a month into it, you could have paid for the whole consulting. So it's like, to me, the value is there. And I will probably insist that we reside in that value-based realm and not race to the bottom, because there is a market advantage for the person that is the highest priced. There is no market advantage for the person that is the second lowest priced. So, you're either the lowest, you're the highest, or somewhere in between fighting for the bottom spot. I don't want to be there.
Yeah, and that's very well said. And the more for anyone listening as well, for all of our many, many, many listeners.
Oh yeah, I saw the other day we got a whole 3 people that watched the first one. Wow, that's good stuff. Definitely not just family members.
Yeah, random strangers.
Just random strangers.
For anyone in the future listening. So yeah, I think that's very, very well said. So the value, no matter what industry, whether it's Airbnb consulting, I keep thinking about my lighting business as well. So even some of these recent estimates that have been given out where people are like, one other guy recently said, hey, it's like, I don't have a problem spending that money. I just wasn't expecting to spend that much money right now. And so it's like, okay, thinking about this now and like, what are the best ways to respond to that, to give extra value and or preemptively, when discussing, new jobs, like with a new client, emphasizing the value, presenting it in a way that people don't even question the price. Again,
yeah, that dude, literally, it says it's a grand slam offer is when you present it to the marketplace, it cannot be compared to any other product or service available, combining an attractive promotion, an unmatchable value proposition, a premium price, an unbeatable guarantee with a model that allows you to get paid to get new customers, forever removing the cash constraint on your business growth. It's like, it says it right there. It's like when you do a grand slam offer, the price isn't even a thing that people think about because it's impossible to compare it to anything else. Because and that's like what it is. It's like for new people getting into Airbnb, there are people that have been doing this longer than us and are really good at the whole Airbnb game, but they've also are years and or a decade removed from where it was in the shoes that you find yourself in when you just start off. We were there 2.5 years ago. It's fresh. I understand the pain. I understand the struggle. Alex understands what it means to, turn over laundry and to be there to micromanage cleanings and to make sure everything is getting done every day. So we are aware of that. And that pain, it's like, I could write in the diary of the novice Airbnb host right now. I could read pages from it. I could tell you what, where you're at. And more importantly, I think we could help them bypass years of struggle and pulling the wrong lever and putting time and effort into something that they don't need to put time and effort into right now, or setting up stuff right now that will save them a lot of ace pain in the future. So, I mean, yeah, make it so good that they don't even freaking think about price.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's honestly just even talking about this now gets me all juiced up, all jacked up.
Oh, I'm juiced. I'm juiced up.
Like I've got so I read, man, this was months and months ago, read $100 million offers, or listen to the audio version. So yeah, just talking about it now, I'm all juiced up.
So I've seen this concept. I just read this concept in 80/20 sales and marketing. It was a bleeding neck. Clients have to have, you want your prospects to have a bleeding neck. Okay, they need this problem to be solved now. So I'll go into this. Have you seen the video where Hormozi talks about the professor asks a person's opening up a hot dog stand, what's the most important thing?
I haven't seen that.
So okay, I'll pose the question. A professor opens up a guy opens up a hot dog stand. What is the one advantage that you'd want to have over your competitors for
best quality combination of quality and price?
Okay.
Convenience, your location.
So it's answers that people say. Location, quality, low prices, best taste.
There you go.
The professor smiled and replied, the one advantage that he would choose would be a starving crowd. The module there, find the starving crowd. So it's like you have the best hot dogs, the lowest prices, the quality's unmatched, and the location is perfect. But if there's no starving crowd, doesn't mean shit. Yeah.
If everyone's full, no one's buying.
Everyone's full. I think that we have been peddling our wares to full crowds for a little bit. So, it's just, I think it's just finding the people that are starving. And I think those people are out there, and I think we see them in the Facebook groups. So for me, it's just on us to make a greater presence, to be providing value to that community, and show them that, we care about what we're doing, and to find that starving crowd, because they're out there and they're hungry,
Yeah.
and we're going to give them our dogs. I'm going to tell you, special 2 for 1.
Give my dogs.
Does this look right to you? What is that movie, Blades of Glory, where he holds up the hot dog bun with 2 hot dogs? Will
I
Ferrell.
don't remember that scene. I remember the movie, not
Yeah.
that scene. But yeah, I think definitely for now, that's probably one thing that that is very much so in our control, is who and how often we are interacting with all these Facebook groups, providing free value, and in return, hopefully to get some good, genuine interactions with people, and to find the people that are hungry, and
Yeah, I mean,
help them out.
he goes into, like, okay, in the book it says, okay, what are we looking for? And there's 4 things. The first one, massive pain, the bleeding neck. They must not want but desperately need what we're offering. And when I think, what do people desperately need? People don't desperately need Airbnbs. People desperately need financial freedom, alternative revenue streams. I mean, goddamn, I went to the grocery store today to get ground beef, tomatoes, onion, Italian seasoning, garlic powder. Cost me $54. Now, granted, the People's Republic of California, so that is a part of it. But I mean, Jesus. So the financial freedom thing is there, and people want it. The second thing is purchasing power, and I think we touched about that earlier. Like, people have to have the money to buy the thing. Like, we have to be targeting people that have the money, and what we're offering isn't so crazy. And to quote a savvy salesman, like, just take out that Amex Blue account. That's 15 grand on that account, and that is 0% interest for 15 months. So if you're looking for an offer, we can help you out. 0% interest on your Amex Blue, and you can consult for you, and you'll get it paid off by the time the 15 months are done. That's literally what they said, which is, I mean, that's pretty good. But
Yeah, that's a very interesting tactic, because you're selling this concept of financial freedom, but to get there,
you got to go in debt. You got to go in more debt.
Which is also, I mean, so you can look at both sides.
It's not necessarily wrong.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. Like, there are countless number of people that'll say, yeah, debt is a very, very, very powerful weapon if you're using it in the right way. Consumer debt, not good. Business debt, to grow your business, yes, do it in the right ways. But
I think it's has to be calculated and you have to be willing to do the work. I mean, the final 2 things that he mentions to target, is easy to target. So it's like, I think that's like, can we find the people that we're trying to sell to? I think we can. And then growing, is the market growing? I think the real estate market, aka the wealth market, subset real estate, subset Airbnb, I think it's growing. The trends would have you see that it's growing. The hype has you showing that Airbnb is on a bubble burst or whatever. But like, at the end of the day, people are going to have extra properties, and they're going to probably want to make a better return on it than renting it out by the month. So either way, if short-term rental does go away, the systems that we have translate to long-term rental and mid-term rental management. So not too concerned there. But those are what he talks about. And then he prioritizes the levers of success, which is your starving crowd, aka is greater than your persuasion skills. So if you have a starving crowd, you can have a shitty offer and still be okay. But the next thing that's most important is having that grand slam offer. And then if you have the 2 of those, it really doesn't matter how good of a salesman you are, because the market's there and your offer's so good that you can fumble through a sales call and still probably get it. So the final thing, I think, in this chapter, if I'm correct, yes, is commit to the niche. Niching down will make you way more money. He says, basically, if you're under $10 million a year, niching down will make you more money. Well, I can say this. I think we've struggled with the niche life. I can't tell you who our niche is for the consulting. It would be a large swath. It would be people that are just starting off in Airbnb, novices.
I think so. Yeah, and that's who I've been interacting with the most on not on Airbnb, on Facebook, is people who, they're like, hey, look, take a look at my listing. Tell me what you think. This is my husband and I just started on Airbnb.
Yep.
Brand new host. What do you think?
Yep.
So it's
there's a bleeding neck there. If they've invested money, they need it to be successful. And if they've bought a house and turned it into an Airbnb, like, what's a couple of $1,000s when they're hundreds of $1,000s to this game?
Yeah. Also, the people, you see this, like, blood spurting out even more when they're saying, oh, I just started this Airbnb, and I've only had 3 bookings and it's been a month and a half. What am I doing wrong? Help, please. I need help. Okay. Yep. Absolutely. Let's take a look. And you see, all right, the pictures are not great. Your description is not great. You don't have any photo captions. There are a number of things that are not great. So some of these things, again, I love to call it the, the horse blinder effect. They don't, they don't know what is immediately outside of their horse blinders. It's painfully obvious to us,
Yeah,
right?
it's
And it's like, hey, let's get together, let's figure this out because I can see it
and like
from
here's
my, you know,
I know it's worth, like I paid the price for, like we paid the price for us. I know that it would help people. It goes back to the price, right? It's like, why do we have to charge a higher price? Well, we offered help to people for free and they don't care. They're not invested. And like the sad truth, and like it's in the book here, is like when you charge a premium price, you increase your client's emotional investment. That's accurate. We were when we bought a $10,000 thing, we're emotionally invested. You increase your client's perceived value of your service. And also, my favorite thing is, guess what? When you charge a premium price, you get better clients. You are not going to get the person that's like, I don't want to do. You get people that are ready to commit, and that's a different. Like it's like you're basically pulling out the slack. You're getting people that are already committed. If you're committed, we can guide you a little bit, nudge you here and there, and you're going to crush because you want it.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, in that example, I'm primarily thinking of, different co-host clients that we have. Trying to think of, with consulting, yeah, applying the same thing, finding the people it's a combination of things, the person with the bleeding neck, the person who has the right motivation, we're meshing well with. I think it's like we've talked about in our business before, just generally for the business, when we're ready to hire someone new, that position is normally like jumping out at us with a
Yep.
flashing red light,
Yep.
like, hey, it's time to hire this type
We need
of this
this. We
employee,
need
right?
this person now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think those consulting clients will be the same. Like their pain points, what they need, what we're offering, it's going to be pretty obvious.
I would say at the end of the day, regardless of the price, the idea is that their value is they get more value. So the deal is still better for them. Like even though the price is a premium, they are getting such a good deal that they don't care about the price. And when they walk away from it, they are happy and they do it again. And they'd come back for more. So I think we have, we're coming up on a good stopping point here. The next section 3 is actually creating your offer. So I think, that's the value equation stuff. I think we can do some homework on that piece, and then we can come back and next week get into the offer and finish out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That sounds good.
All right, Al. What else you got? I mean, what time is it right now for you? It's almost midnight.
Yep.
You getting them dog eyes?
A lot
Getting
of-
them dog eyes?
A lot of talk about dogs.
You want to talk about them dog eyes? Dude, one of these days we'll talk about the dog eyes.
I've got some a dog eye trip coming up in a couple of weeks. It's gonna be some long hours biking, 2 days back to back, 100 miles a day, and that day 2 is gonna have some dog eyes.
You gotta get them dog eyes out every once in a while. You're not living unless you see them dog eyes in the night.
Ooh, that can be scary. Just follow those WO lines.
All right, man. I'm excited to go through the $100 million books again. More so because, like I told you before we had this call, like I just want to not stop. I do not want to progress until we have them checked off and we're doing them. And as we go through the leads, it becomes a different game because it's like action step, do this. So for offer, it's like, yep, we will craft the offer, probably have that done. Like everything will be squared away before next week's podcast, but we'll go through what we did so people can see and follow along. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited on, we'll apply this in the background to both your lighting business and the school community that we got going as well. So I'm stoked, dude. It's been a fun few months with the re-emergence of the fire and the desire. Give me fuel. Give me fire. Give me that which I desire. Now, that's what I'll leave you with, Alex.
I'm gonna put that in my pocket and save it for later.
Yep. Savor that. All right, man. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And for everyone else that's out there, all 3 of you, thanks for sticking with us. All right, I'll talk to you later, dude.